If you're thinking about leaving Toronto for more space, more house, and a better quality of life for your family, Markham, Richmond Hill, and Vaughan are probably already on your list. But before you book a single showing, watch this video till the end. Most people shopping these suburbs are making their decisions based on reputation and listing photos. They're not asking the questions that actually determine whether the daily life in that suburb is going to feel like the upgrades or not. Today I'm going to walk you through all three of these markets the way I walk my clients through them. Where each one is located, what the schools actually look like, how safe each community is, and what the transit situation really is, and what you have access to day in terms of shops, amenities, and park. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which of these three suburbs fits your family's life. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about Markham. Markham sits approximately 30 kilometers northeast of downtown Toronto, accessed primarily via Highway 404 and 407. If you're commuting south to Toronto, you're looking at 35 to 40 minutes outside of rush hour and 60 to 80 minutes during peak times. GO train services on Stouffville Line gets you downtown in roughly 50 to 60 minutes from the southern stations. Now schools, and this is where Markham genuinely stands out across all of York region. According to 2025 Fraser Institute's ranking, St. Augustine Catholic Secondary School in Markham received the perfect 10 out of 10 score. Pierre Elliott Trudeau High School in Markham also scored 9.5 out of 10. At the elementary level, Markham consistently produces some of the highest performing schools in Ontario. If you're moving specifically because you want your kids in top tier schools, Markham is the strongest case of the three markets that we're going to talk about today. Safety is another area where Markham performs exceptionally well. Markham has a crime index of just 27.18, which is among the lowest of any community in the GTA. The safety index sits at 72.82. To put that in perspective, Toronto's crime index is 48.37 and Markham is nearly half of that. For families, there is a meaningful difference in day-to-day quality of life. Transit in Markham is the most honest trade-offs. Outside of the GO train stations in the south of the city, Markham is largely car dependent. York Region Transit and Viva Bus Rapid Transit serve the area, but door-to-door downtown commutes average 65 to 80 minutes by public transit for most Markham addresses. The good news is that a significant portion of Markham's workforce actually works within Markham itself, in the technology corridor along Enterprise Boulevard and Highway 7. So many families here are not commuting downtown at all. For amenities and daily life, Markham is exceptionally well served. Pacific Mall is the largest indoor Asian mall in North America and sits right in the heart of the city. Historic Unionville Main Street is one of the most charming commercial strips in the GTA, lined with restaurants, boutiques, and cafes. Markham has an incredibly vibrant multicultural food scene and an extremely diverse and established community that has been building here for decades. On the park side, Markham is outstanding. Toogood Pond Park is in Unionville is one of the most beloved green spaces in all of York region. A scenic waterfront park with walking trails, a pond, and a genuinely peaceful atmosphere that feels world away from the city. Mile Dam Conservation Park offers trails along the Rouge River and is favored for families who want access to nature without leaving the suburb. Cornell Community Park and the Rouge National Urban Park boundary both give Markham residents access to green space at the scale that most Toronto neighborhoods simply cannot compete with. Let's talk about Richmond Hill. Richmond Hill sits directly north of Toronto, positioned between Markham in the east end and Vaughan to the west end. It runs along the Yonge Street corridor, which is one of the most important geographic advantage this community has. Highway 404 runs through the eastern part of the city and Highway 400 serves the western edge. For commuters, Highway 404 southbound gets you downtown in 35 to 45 minutes outside rush hour, stretching to 65 to 80 minutes during peak time. Go Transit serves the area via the Richmond Hill line and the Langstaff GO station, and YRT Viva connects residents to the Toronto subway at Finch Station. Door-to-door downtown commutes by transit average about 50 to 60 minutes from most Richmond Hill addresses. One of Richmond Hill's biggest geographic advantages is its central position within York Region itself. If one partner works in Vaughan and one partner works in Markham, Richmond Hill is within 20 minutes of both without highway dependency. For dual income families working across the region, this central location is genuinely valuable. Schools in Richmond Hill are exceptional. St. Therese of Lisieux Catholic Secondary School received the perfect 10 out of 10 in the 2025 Fraser Institute Secondary School ranking. St. Robert Catholic High School in the Thornhill area of Richmond Hill also scored a perfect 10. At the elementary level, Bayview Hill is one of the most sought-after school catchments in the entire province, consistently producing top Fraser Institute scores. If school quality is your primary driver, Richmond Hill and Markham are genuinely neck and neck at top of the York region. On safety, Richmond Hill has a crime index of 29.49 according to Numbeo, slightly higher than Markham but still very low by any standard and significantly safer than Toronto. The community has a strong established feel with mature neighborhoods and a long history of stable family-oriented living. For daily life and amenities, Richmond Hill has a distinct lifestyle character. Mill Pond Park is a beloved 16-acre waterfront green space with skating in winter, paddle boating in summer, and year-round walking trails. The Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts anchors cultural life for families. Yonge Street through Richmond Hill has a strong established commercial corridor as well, with lots of grocery stores, restaurants, pharmacies, and everything a family needs for daily errands. It's not as vibrant or diverse as Markham's food scene, but it is extremely well served and convenient. Let's talk about Vaughan now. Vaughan is geographically the closest of the three to Toronto, sharing a border with the city directly along Steeles Avenue. Highway 400 runs north-south through the west side, and Highway 407 cuts across the south, making Vaughan particularly well suited for people working in Western GTA, Mississauga, and the airport corridor, or anywhere along the 407. Transit is where Vaughan has a genuine structural advantage over both Markham and Richmond Hill. The Vaughan Metropolitan Center subway station connects directly to the TTC Line 1 Yonge University line, with trains running every 5 minutes. From VMC, you can reach Union Station in approximately 40 minutes, competitive with many Toronto neighborhoods. If you are a downtown Toronto commuter and transit matter to your household, Vaughan is the strongest option of these three by a meaningful margin. Schools in Vaughan are solid across the board. While they don't have the same concentration of perfect score institutions than Markham and Richmond Hill do, the overall quality is strong throughout the York Region District School Board. Families in established Vaughan neighborhoods like Woodbridge, Maple, and Kleinberg consistently report positive school experience. Safety in Vaughan is consistent with the broader York Region picture, significantly safer than Toronto and on par with its neighbors. The established residential neighborhood of Woodbridge, Maple, and Kleinberg have a strong community feel with low crime. The newer high-density corridors across VMC have a different character, but for families looking at freehold neighborhoods, safety is not a concern. For amenities, Vaughan is extremely well served and in many ways the most family fun of the three. Vaughan Mills is one of the largest shopping centers in Canada, with every major retailer you could need. Canada's Wonderland sits in Vaughan and is a significant draw for families with kids. Kleinberg Village is a charming historic community with galleries, restaurants, and the McMichael Canadian Art Collection, one of the finest art galleries in the country and genuinely worth building your weekends around. Woodbridge has a vibrant Italian-Canadian community and dining scene that is one of the best in the GTA. On the parks front, Vaughan is exceptional. Boyd Conservation Area is one of the most beautiful green spaces in all of York Region. Hundreds of acres of forest trails the Humber River, and open fields that give families a real scene of escaping the city without leaving the suburb. Courtright Centers for Conservations in Woodbridge is another standout world-class environmental education center with trails, programming for kids, and a genuine connection to the natural landscape. Copper Creek and Kleinberg's trail network add to an outdoor lifestyle offering that is hard to match anywhere in the 905. For families who value a strong sense of neighborhood character, great shopping, and serious access to nature, Vaughan-established areas deliver all of it in abundance. So as you can see, all three communities are genuinely strong communities that offer Toronto families exactly what they're looking for when they decide to make the move north. The question is simply which one fits your specific combination of work location, school priorities, commute tolerance, and lifestyle values. If you want to sit down and work through which of these three suburbs markets the most sense for you, for your specific situation, what your Toronto property is worth right now, and what your budget gets you in each market, and which pockets within each suburbs are the strongest right now, book a complimentary call using the link below. We will go through it together with the current data. Just clarity so you can make the right move for your family. And if you want to go deeper on what to look for when buying a detached home in New York region right now, click the video on the screen and I'll see you there.